Hi Cancer, here's a general look at your solar chart for July 2013, and may I wish you a happy birthday if you haven't had it already. Well Cancer, it looks like things are looking up now because you're getting Jupiter in your sign. Well, Jupiter has arrived in your sign. It came in there on 24th, 25th of June. Unless you're listening to this in the middle of June, in which case it hasn't quite. But anyway, back to the future. So yeah, things are looking up, and Jupiter, comes around once every 12 years. Now, just in July, in fact, and August, Jupiter is forming a triangular shape with Saturn and Neptune in the sky. So we've got Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune. And this, astrologically speaking, is known as a grand trine. And grand trines are very good. And this grand trine is in all the water signs. So that's Cancer, that's you, that's Scorpio, and that's Pisces. And when they kind of gel together and click together like that, they set up a powerful wave. And this wave, which emanates from this celestial geometry, this music in the architecture, spinning in infinity, one of the most beautiful lines in all the pop songs I've heard, can do nothing but good for you as being one of the water signs. So it could help us all discover our compassion more, connect more from the heart with each other. But for you, it's going to be very creative. This is going to be particularly July and August, but even when the actual grand trine just kind of separates and parts on the level of just the degrees that they're connecting with, those three planets will still stay in those three signs. Jupiter for a year, Saturn until the beginning of 2016, and Neptune for several years. So this grand trine energy could really start something off. And there's likely to be another connection between the three of them as well as we go forward. But just covering this July, then this is a very nice one for you. And it's going to be creative. It's going to be to do with you. Maybe some of you feeling like you're willing to take a risk on something, or maybe a relationship, because it can also be quite a romantic one as well. This can be the time when your ideals come true, maybe, or you start to really work towards an ideal becoming a reality. Maybe it's a relationship, because it's quite one of these planets is in a very romantic area. And generally this vibe will help you to devote yourself more to turn a project into a practical application of that project. But definitely, however it's going to turn out for you, whether this is to do with relationships or something which is very, very creative, maybe a bit speculative as well, or it's just to do with your children, or animals as well comes into this, then this is the time, Cancer, especially you early Cancerians, to think big. Of course, the devil's in the detail. Don't stumble on little details, but definitely the time to not sweat the small stuff. Just get a grand sweep, get the overview, because Jupiter's very much going to help you to do that. Now, until the 22nd, it's a very powerful time because you've got the sun in your sign. This is a good time of the year to take stock, to kind of review things, look back a bit. Your sign is known for its memory. You have the memory of an elephant. And you just kind of go back over things, mull things over about the past year and how well you've danced the dance of life and how well life's treated you. And boy, you cardinal signs have really been up against it. So this grand trine energy, this Jupiter in your sign, is going to be very helpful. Now, in general, the way should be clear for you to improve things for yourself personally, and definitely be a bit more self-indulgent at this time of the year. You do have permission, you've got the ticket. And to give more time and energy to aims and ambitions, and just feel the empowerment that brings. And then from the 22nd, the sun moves and it goes into an area to do with possessions and property, but also the piggy bank. And so then that area, that sort of more practical, materialistic area is going to have more of your attention. Also, it can be about physical well-being as well. That might be somebody else too. So you'd be giving those sorts of things your attention. And key things would definitely be centered around stuff. Acquiring more, ditching it, moving it, maintaining it, repairing it, making it into something else, whatever it's about. And it might be their stuff as well as your stuff. So protecting it, and it can be possessions, it can be property, and seeing how you can improve everything there on that materialistic, practical, physical level. Now, Mercury has been in the area, what has been in your sign, in fact, for a very long time, about 3 months now. And actually, I should have checked on that before I started off on this. Yeah, Mercury has been in there since June. Mercury's been in there since June. And the very end of May, actually. Here I am again. Yes, and that means that you've had a lot going on in your head. Maybe a lot of lists. Maybe having to do with perhaps more paperwork or more time on the net. Maybe busying yourself behind the scenes more with that type of thing. More coming and going. Try to avoid getting too scattered by this, take a little time out because of all this sort of very much left brain activity. Communications equipment, vehicles, transport might be emphasized, and social interaction could sort of revolve around the give and take of information, and your ability to express your thoughts through speaking, writing, or other forms of creative self-expression are more important now. So it's very important to kind of connect up with others and be sharing the information, whatever that's about. And your ability to express yourself as clearly and as maybe as clearly and as a persuasive way as you possibly can is important, but accurately as well. Mercury is retrograde until the 19th, which may cause delays or postponements in these areas that I've just mentioned, but you just have to be more flexible about plans and schedules, okay? You're kind of waiting on a phone call or a letter or whatever it is, and you just got to be a little bit more patient there. And Mercury is coming out of the retrograde on the 19th, but will stay in the same area until August the 8th, 9th. And then until the 23rd, Venus is in an area which is about money, property and possessions. It's a very good place for Venus, who has a side to her which is can be quite lucrative. And so to have Venus in this area is probably a good idea. There could be goodies in the pipeline coming in your direction, and of course if it is your birthday month, then that makes sense, doesn't it? But overall it means that you can do well for yourself or for nearest and dearest if you play your cards right with this energy and work on manifesting what you want. Venus tends to ease things, at least ease things materially, but it can actually improve things materially, financially, however it is for you. But just watch it, because the Venus energy has no opinion about which way it's going, whether it's coming towards you or going away from you. So, unless you choose that, don't just be careful about putting your hand in your pocket a little bit more than you would normally, which is quite easily done with Venus there. And then Venus moves into your communication sector on the 23rd, and she tends to bring more fluency, you can come across in a more convincing kind of a way, fluent kind of a way, uh, in your daily exchanges with others, or on a, you know, in a special area, a special project, or in a certain relationship, and it just makes what you want to say flow more easily. And also, it's an area of creative self-expression. So Venus here is very good, you know, in an artistic sense as well. You may find yourself more in environments which are really friendly. They're, you know, supportive, and there's some really interesting distractions going on around. And you know, you feel your spirits lifted by this, and there could be more music, there could be more entertainments of that kind around, but also more temptation as well to put your hand in your pocket. But if you are in the buying, selling, promoting area, then this bodes well for you. But also it bodes very well for connecting with others, brothers and sisters, or soul brothers and sisters, you know. And definitely it's a great one for sort of pouring oil on troubled water, settling a feud. And because, as I say, you can, this Venus energy can bring grace and flow to how you come across. Mars continues in a sort of incubation area, which is more inward and private. That's up until mid-month, and suggests that you're a bit more sensitive, you're a bit harking back to the past maybe, or maybe you're getting on with things for yourself in a nurturing sense in the background, or in an imaginative sense in the background. You're playing perhaps more, you're being asked to play a more supportive, modest, low-key sort of role, and you'll have to do that whether you're in the mood or not. But this is a good time for keeping yourself to yourself and building, recharging, building your energy. So go in for restful, relaxing pursuits with restful, relaxing people or places whenever you can, and let the others take the strain. And this Mars transit will encourage a more self-reflective mood in you. And like I say, you know, you'll be nearer to your sensitive emotions, and your sign rules moods. So you can be a little bit up and a little bit down with this one. But definitely, if you're doing something artistic in the background, something which allows you to just become absorbed and kind of just get out of your ordinary consciousness, and that would be a great thing. And your ability to manifest what you want from behind the scenes is also empowered by this position of Mars. And then Mars moves and from mid-month and comes into your sign, and then it means that you can be very decisive and active, and things become clearer. You see the objectives, you know what you've got to do. There's more hustle and bustle, maybe a noise even going on around you. More stamina is needed. Vitality does tend to improve, but you must, you know, even though everything is accelerating, just watch your energy levels. Mars loves to initiate things. Permission is now given to you to take the lead, you know, not wait around for others, but be a bit more out in front, a bit more decisive and dynamic yourself. Maybe you want to do stuff for yourself physically, so it's a health exercise regime, or just, you know, embellishing your form by doing some retail therapy. Now that would be a good thing, especially in the month of July. But you could get plunged into situations where others are looking to you for some sort of decision or lead or effort, really. So be aware that Mars can run you ragged. It can be a bit of a hasty sort of energy, a very impatient energy. So just watch that your energy isn't being sapped by the Mars energy coming at you from others being more demanding, and you're bending over backwards, you know, and maybe that's not good for you. So just engineer some downtime for yourself and streamline things whenever you can. But all things to do with procrastination is definitely not to Mars's taste. So you can get a lot ground covered and a lot done with Mars here. Now, after a year of learning more about yourself and your inner being, and providing a service to others more, maybe, but being more aware of the common good, but working on yourself in the background, there's now Jupiter in your sign. And this is very good news. This could mean more travel for you. This will be opening up new fields of interest in your life. There's going to be a real growth spurt going on. There could be more education for you, or it could be you doing the educating. Just try to avoid trusting to luck or overlooking important details. And this is particularly for you early Cancerians, because Jupiter is affecting most strongly you Cancerians born 21st to the 30th of June, or with up to 9 degrees rising. And Saturn now is in a very positive angle to your sun sign, means that success if you pay more serious, consistent, nurturing attention to creative or investment type projects, speculative type projects. Also children, young ones, animals, pets, they all come into this picture as well. And possibly for some of you, in fact, probably for some of you, there will be a serious romantic connection. Any leisure activities, hobbies, competitive or performance type activities will need a more serious, careful, considered approach. And it may also mean that because of one or more of these examples, you feel held back or limited in your aims. You know, you'd like there to be more ease and flow to do with a speculative project, or a romantic liaison, or children or animals, you know, but you just got to work harder at it. And that is the way Saturn works, because Saturn strengthens us by putting up resistance. And you Cancerians born between the 25th of June and the 27th of July, or with 4 to 6 degrees rising, are going to feel this energy the most this month. That's it for July. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, which is very important for you Cancerians, being your ruling planet, then have a listen to those, and it'll give you a different angle on what I've said here. And I'll see you the next time.